this installment of PJ Cooks Sexy Food, we're going to be making a Swiss cheese and leek quiche.
So the ingredients we have are as follows. We have 12 ounces of evaporated milk, or 1 can of evaporated milk. We have 4 to 6 ounces of shredded Swiss cheese. We have 4 cups of cleaned and chopped leeks. We have 2 tablespoons of chopped parsley. We have 2 tablespoons of unsalted butter. We have 4 eggs. We have 1 teaspoon of salt, a half a teaspoon of freshly ground black pepper, a quarter of a teaspoon of dill, and 1/8 teaspoon of cayenne pepper. So we're going to heat our pan over medium heat. We're going to add our 2 tablespoons of butter, just until melted. So our butter is melted. Now we're going to go ahead and introduce our leeks to the pan, along with half of the salt and half of the pepper. And we're going to saute these over medium-low for about 15 minutes. So while the leeks are on the burner sweating, I went ahead and I cracked the 4 eggs into a bowl. We're going to give those a little whisk until well combined. Once our eggs have been well beaten, we're going to go ahead and add in the evaporated milk, the remainder of the salt, the remainder of the pepper, the dill, and the pinch of cayenne. And whisk that until well combined. Now that the base for our quiche is completed, we're going to set that on the side while the leeks continue to sweat. The leeks have been sauteing for about 15 minutes. You can see how soft they've gotten and how they just picked up a little bit of color. We're going to now just put these on the side and let them cool for a few minutes. Now it's ready to finally assemble the last components of our quiche filling. So we have our egg mixture that we did earlier. I'm going to toss in the parsley, as well as all the leeks that have now cooled. And we're going to add in all the Swiss cheese. Give that a good stir. Mix that up well. Make sure everything is well incorporated. That looks good. So now we're going to set this aside, and we're going to get our pie crust. We're going to use the blitz of one of the pre-baked pie crusts that we used from our Blitz pie crust recipe. And we are going to now pour our quiche filling right into the pie crust. We don't want to leave any bit in that bowl, so let's scrape the edges, scrape everything down. Smooth everything out. Make sure the filling is well distributed. Make sure the cheese and the leeks and the parsley are nice and even. And you can see how pretty this is going to look once this is baked up. It's going to be beautiful. So I have my oven at 350 degrees. I have my rack in the middle, and we're going to bake this till it just starts to set and the top gets golden. Anytime when we check on our quiche, if it looks like the crust is starting to get too dark, we could always take a piece of foil and just cover that piece of crust just so it stays nice and light. It's been in the oven for 25 minutes. I did go and have to cover it with the foil around the crust just to prevent the crust from browning. So I'm going to take that off right now. You can see how beautiful that quiche looks. The crust is just nicely golden. You can see a little bit of browning right on the edges of the quiche. The center is just springy to the touch. That's exactly how we wanted it. Now this quiche I made today with leeks and Swiss cheese. You could use any items that you have in the house that you want as your filling for your quiche. Ham and cheese, asparagus and onions, any vegetables, any meats that you have in the house, any leftovers in the refrigerator, you can make a quiche out of it. It's a wonderful luncheon item. It's a light breakfast. It can be used, you can serve it with the salad and some crusty bread for dinner. A quiche is one of the best things to have in your repertoire, so I hope you try this at home and I hope you enjoy it.